Welcome to Trading Lounge and the European indices for Wednesday, July 6. So we're starting with the DAX here, and sorry about not doing a video yesterday on this, but everything sort of panned out okay because we're looking for the top to come in and then to roll over, and we're down here at the moment. So I'm thinking that we've got a bit of an impulse wave here, so an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave up to the 61.8%, and everything sort of looks okay. I've got it as wave 4 up here with 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here for 1, and ABC for wave 2. I have noticed on the, and I think that's okay because it looks like it's and it hasn't made a new low here, but when I look on the stock 50, about this little bit in here, if I can just come back to this point here, so just this move down here for that, over here it's made a new low here for this, so we could count this a little bit differently. Once again, I've got this down as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here, but really I could put I'll still work out the same. It'll just put this wave 1 over here at that point if I did that. And that wave 5 would come to here. Wave 3 would, obviously that would come to here, of course. And that would come to this point, and wave 4 would be over here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for the third wave 4. So I'm just going through that as well. So I won't worry about it today, but we'll just see how things play out in this little move up. If I look at the tech stocks, because that's just been a bit of a guiding light really for this. So this is the Nasdaq here, and with the Nasdaq we're tracking 5 waves down here, and then an A wave, an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave, and then up for the C wave. So an A and a B and a C, and you could watch the video on that, but basically we're just looking for a bit of a top here, because when the US come back from holidays, normally come back quite positive, and then everybody's basically in and it fades from that point. So I'm thinking we're going to fade from here, but I just need to confirm things. It's no point going long here when there's only a little bit to go. Anyway, we need to build a case for being long or short in this space here for that. So while that's going on, I think we'll just wait for this as well. But obviously we talked about shorting in the box, we're talking about shorting on these lows here and all of those sorts of things. So basically down here, this is a little 5-wave structure to the upside here. So we can consider this, let's just label it to see if I've got any ABCs there. I haven't, but we'll just label it all the same. So we'll call that wave A, and we'll pull back for wave B. So it depends on what you really want to do here at this stage. It's always good to because we've got 5 waves here, that means after correction we're going to get another 5 waves. So it will be a good idea to, if you're short in any of these spaces up here, then to take some money off the table at this point, back at 12,500. And let's see what it looks like up once we get up here and it starts to make a bit of a move here. We'll be able to work out if we're going to go further up or we're going to come further down, because there is a case that this can have a low in place here. It's a bit of a long shot, but let's go to the daily chart and just check on that. I don't particularly like it, but it's still possible that, but I'd have to have a low in for the S&P 500 too at this stage. So if I was looking down here, I was looking down here as a B wave here, then 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and then a series of 1s and 2s coming down further here. But if I was wrong, I would be looking at this move up here as the A wave to this point, and then an A and a B and a C wave for the B wave. So looking for a low on that there, and then looking for a move to the upside there. It's possible, plausible, but not probable at this particular stage. If we got support back on the 13,000, I would look at that case, but we're not there yet. I can see from some of the tech stocks we need to still come down further. So, but I just point that out, and at the 13,000, that's where we would act on that to play a different game at that point. So, but in the meantime, we're just working on those lows there. That would be the same for the stock 50 as well. So we'll look at this as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to the upside. So we're going to have some sort of ABC drifting here and then another 5 up. So this could be counted differently from the other market. So in that case, it is possible to look at also a low in place here. That's also possible. It's also possible that we could come up a little bit higher here based on what I just went through here as 1 and 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, which kind of makes a bit of sense. I'd need to put them down 1 degree of structure, but the difference here is that it would send this up here a little bit higher at this point. So when this pulls back here, you definitely need to look at taking some money off the table, or you probably already have anyway. I mean, when it moves up like that, you would act on that. It's just that I wasn't there and didn't mention it and all those sort of things. But anyway, that's where we are at this stage for this. So we're just really going to wait and see how these indices play out in this next leg here, and if they're going to roll over at that point. And the same with the FTSE here as well. I didn't clean this up here, and we didn't do a video on this yesterday. We had power issues and things, but anyway, hopefully that through my messy explanation here that you managed to make yourself short at some point. So we got that top a little bit wrong there, but that would have been the B wave 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, so that's all good. And this here, if I got any. So let me just check on this. I haven't had a chance to have a bit of a look at this, but I can pull this out. Nice strong move in the middle here. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I think we could call this 1 and 2 in here, and then the third wave, fourth wave, and fifth wave here. What we need to do now is just break this down a bit. So it does appear we've got 5 waves, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, and be looking for an ABC pattern here. That may just come back to sort of this area through here for that. And then 5 waves up there that will run out of steam. The A wave is normally the strongest, so we'll just see how that sort of plays out. So obviously we talked about shorting all through here. I don't need any of these now. You've probably done your bit. We don't need these over here. Don't need that. Don't need these. Don't need that. That's all history. Don't need that. So here, because we had that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, so we had that nice ABC pattern we're looking for. So that all played out sort of nicely. The thing here is that could we talk about this being bullish? Could we look, I mean, because it's important to look at both sides. Can we look at this as wave 1 here and coming back for wave 2 here? Well, I think that we could in this case, because we've got this move up here that could be wave 1 and then some sort of ABC pattern here. And then we could look at all of that being the third wave, the fourth wave, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we could look at that as wave 1 here, and then an A wave and a B wave and a C wave here. So it's possible, but we wouldn't turn long unless we had 5 waves to the upside. So we would need to see from this point here, we would need to look at this as 1 and 2. And then we would need to see wave 3 be nice and long and strong here. And then we would have wave 4 and wave 5 coming up here somewhere. And so if we had that 5 waves, then we could look at this being an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave coming back, and somewhere in amongst here, put it at 7150, and then going up at that point. So we would go long above the B wave here, or if we had 5 waves here, I just need to be a little bit careful, because we could look at this being an A wave to here, a B wave to here, and a C wave to here. So just because we get 5 waves, it doesn't mean that we're bullish. It would only be bullish if we went as an A and a B and a C. So we went long above the B wave here. So we just need to be a little, make sure we tick all the boxes on that. So it's just good to look at both sides. But otherwise, what we can do, if this pushes up here is the A wave, the B wave, and the C wave here, we can just grab this and put it under the B wave here. So if it comes down through here, then you'll know that under that B wave here, that would be a short trade at that point. We could sell it in the box if you wanted to do that, but otherwise we'll just wait it out. I want to see what the US markets do at this point, Otherwise, we can just look at this as a bearish move coming into play here, and then just moving down lower at that point. But anyway, if we came down from here, if we went from wave 2 down to here, we would have, just from the lows here, of course, you're going to get an A and a B and a C wave. So we've got plenty of time. We can look to short it over here as well for that. If you're hanging in here short, you can just keep the stop up here, because you can't move the stop down. Even if you were short in all amongst this here, we can't bring the stop down until we get the next high in, and then we can bring it down to that's the only way it's the only way you're going to survive getting in at 1 and 2s and 1s and 2s to the downside, So that's where that is at the moment. And the US dollar index here. So we'll look at the euro in a moment. So we're looking at, I suppose we could look at it from this point, because I was thinking that 1 and 2 and 3 here, because it's a nice strong wave here. But we could also probably take it from here as 1 and 2. I have to have a look at that, and 3, 4, 5 to have that top in play there. But I think that based on what I can see with the euro, and we'll look at that in a moment, that we still need that at minimum here. And this is a 5-wave structure that we've been tracking from here as 1 and 2, a nice strong 3rd wave here. I could probably extend this further and continue to the upside, but I'll pull this apart on the intraday shortly. On the euro here, let me just get in a bit more. That's 2 ticks here. I just want to get in a bit more data here. So even from this top here, obviously this is significant, this correction here. We've been through all of that. So from that top there, I just don't think we're finished to the downside. And that's why I think that the euro, the DAX, and that still needs to go lower. Because from here we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5. So we've got this impulse wave here, and the corrective wave that we looked at was an A wave, a B wave, and a C wave over here for wave 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here for that. So we can't end this structure here in 3 waves, I can't call that wave 1 because that's the high. So we've got an impulse wave here, correction, and an impulse. So we're not finished here yet, So we need at minimum another move down, which will take the DAX down as well, and the dollar to the upside. So that's why I think that this move here is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here, just for that move, and look at that as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 here. So then we can put that over here. Then we can have a top in play there. Then we can have a low in play here. But even when we call that low in here, we need to double check that, because when I go to the bigger picture here again, I've looked at all of this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for 1 here, because I can't really go 1, 2, 3 here and 4 here and then 5 down here. It doesn't make any sense. So I think there's a bigger picture. I think the US dollar is going to be stronger, continuing to the upside, and that will increase, be in line with the bonds and so on. So I should have a look at the bund actually for this. So I might just do that if I remember, to see things. So it's not going to be much different from the US anyway, I don't think. But yeah, we could extend this down further. Could we look at this as 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 5 for the third wave here? Possibly, but not, yeah. And still, it's a nice 3-wave move here and a nice 5-wave move there, so I'm okay with that. If that's pretty complicated. I mean, it's simple, but it's kind of big compared to this, so this could be really quite simple in just 3 waves. The same 3 waves we're looking at with the other market. So if you want to take some money off the table down here, then that's the place to do it. And then, you know, at the parity here, 1 here, then we've got 1, 2 and 3. This is all of group 1 here. So the market has sat down into group 1. Normally it bounces off 3 and it hasn't bounced, but might have done it before at that point, not really. But so it's quite weak the way it sort of came in here, because normally you get a nice crisp bounce off this, so it is very weak. So the question here is really to look at this here as if we get support. This will be the A wave here, then there'll be the B and the C wave. So we could only go long further if we've got a classic trading levels pattern on top of group 1, the 103 there. So in that case, we would need to see the arrival. Oh, it's the wrong one. The arrival, even when we get the first high, that's not it. We still need to get that and that. So we need that pattern before we can even think about, you know, any other move going up higher up at that point. So anyway, I just don't think, it just doesn't make sense that this is just not finished yet, you know. So I think it will trade above the 103, but it won't find support. So, you know, taking some money off the table is not such a bad thing, and just getting it back in. Anything, you know, back up here, we'll look at that tomorrow to see how we can move back into that. But we should be coming down further. And the thing is, this number here, the 102, once the pivot within group 1, 1, 2, and 3, once this pivot here becomes the resistance, then you can be pretty much assured that we're going to be pulled down to the closest largest number at that point. So that's good when we find that as the resistance here. Just want to have a look at that length of wave 3 here, just to compare that to wave 1 here for a moment. See, they got a quality that's pretty accurate. So wave 1 and wave 3 are the same length. So normally because normally out of the 5 waves, out of 1, 3 and 5, one of them will have the extension in it. And if 1 and 3 are the same size, then the extension can come into the 5th wave here. So that might be the one that's going to bring us down at this point, further down into here. So we'll just see how we go with that. Alrighty, I'll leave it at that. Thanks for tuning in. Cheers.